Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're fed up with the constant flood of illegal crossings at our borders, today's video from the Beitbridge Border post is going to hit hard. The Border Management Authority just dropped an update. Early this morning, they intercepted 97 individuals trying to sneak into South Africa from Zimbabwe illegally. That's right. 97 caught in the act, all outside the official ports in these vulnerable bush areas. And guess what? Drones played a key role in spotting them. This is the enforcement we're talking about. We just need it on a much larger scale. Let's dive into this story, but before that, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Let's get into it.
Let me just also indicate, Mweli, that as much as we did over 22,000 in terms of processing, we have also been able to intercept around 97 individuals that were attempting to enter the country illegally, and that was outside in terms of the vulnerable segments, and we actually were assisted by the drones. The most important thing, in the midst of all of that, we also had 2 facilitators that we arrested. The 97, we had to deport them, and only the 2 who are facilitators, we got to open a case for aiding and abetting. And as we speak, they are with Musina Police Station. So that is one other aspect of the work that we do.
Commissioner, earlier on, we spoke about 25 being intercepted. What are the numbers currently?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Mweli. Yeah, no, we continue to do the work. And I think you saw, as we're continuing to do it, even in the operational center there in terms of the work of the drones. So since we intercepted the 25 earlier in the morning, now we've just added around 5 that were intercepted and they were brought into the port. So as I'm talking to you now, the colleagues are busy processing them. As you will know, they take their fingerprint and make sure that they get processed for deportation. The most issue is about them having to be V-listed to make sure that we are no longer going to be allowing them to enter the country for the next 5 years. So that is basically the work that we are doing. As we speak now, if you were to check in terms of the drone picture, you will realize that Limpopo River is now in a way clean. There's nobody who's trying to come in or out illegally into the country, primarily because they are aware that we're actually monitoring. So for us, the level of deterrent becomes critical, because the more we deter them from going there and get them to the port, that is exactly what we need.
So the treatment is different when you look into the facilitators as well as those who are crossing illegally, because these ones you just intercept and deport, and the facilitators have been arrested. Is it still 2 or there's more facilitators arrested?
Yeah, you see, the facilitators that we were able to monitor through the drone that we ultimately arrested, it was yesterday, and it is only those 2. The ones that we actually intercepted, we were not able to pick up as to whether there is a facilitator among them. Because for us to be able to say this is a facilitator, we need to have some element of evidence through which we will have been able to monitor that person, walking around, communicating with somebody else, and be able to lead the people. And that is how we are able to pick up who the facilitator is. But in this instance, out of the number that we can talk about for today, which is around 30, we don't necessarily have anybody identified as the facilitator. And that is why all of them are being processed for deportation. With facilitators, as we always say, we don't deport them, but we make sure that they get arrested by the police, and we open a case of aiding and abetting.
And looking into those who are complying, crossing the border, how are the numbers? Because we know that in the past 2 days, it's been over 25,000 per day, people being cleared at the border.
Yeah, no, indeed. I mean, the average has just been around 25,000, as we have indicated even here in Beitbridge. But of course, on that particular basis, we can say we are continuing to process. We're just counting the buses, by the way, that are actually on the queue that are coming through. We counted over 30 buses that we've already processed since this morning. And of course, the others are actually still on the way. We keep on talking to the Zimbabwean side, and they indicate the buses that are actually coming through. For now, on the queue, on the Zimbabwean side, we've been able to count around 15 of the buses that are still on the way to our side. And of course, once they arrive here, we will definitely be able to process them. So in terms of the numbers, up to this point, which is like midday, we are looking at around 15 or so thousand that we have already processed up to this point. But in terms of the aggregated number, we do them over 24 hours, and we'll be able to give the proper statistics tomorrow. So at the end of the day, we had thought that the peak was yesterday and therefore today will be slowing down. But we see that the numbers still, they keep on coming. The buses keep on coming. The pedestrians also keep on coming. So it looks like we might end up being back to equating the number of an average, which is around 25,000.
All right, Commissioner, thank you for your time. We'll get an update later in terms of the situation on the ground. So the buses the Commissioner is talking about, they are here, and quite a number of people.
So these 97 people were attempting to enter without documents, jumping fences or dodging checkpoints in the bush near Beitbridge, one of our busiest and most porous borders over the Limpopo River. The BMA didn't mess around. They deported all 97 on the spot. No delays, no excuses, just sent straight back where they came from. But the real win, they also nabbed those two facilitators we talked about yesterday, the ones who are masterminding the operations. Cases have been opened against them for aiding and abetting illegal immigration, and as we speak, they're locked up at Musina Police Station facing the music. Well, as much as we're happy to hear about that, the taxpayer is the one who has to foot the bill at the end of the day. Now, of course we get it. Zimbabwe's economy is collapsing with no jobs, hyperinflation, and desperation driving people towards our country. One of those courts even broke down, saying there's no economic activity back home. Well, tough luck, but that's no pass to break our laws. These aren't victims, they're lawbreakers jeopardizing our sovereignty, straining our resources, and stealing opportunities from legal citizens. And those facilitators, they're the scum profiting off misery, enabling crime rings that could bring in drugs, trafficking, or worse. It was only 97 that were caught this time, but imagine how many more slip in daily. Thousands, I'm sure. And we're sick and tired of it. No more sympathy stories. We need action. More patrols, instant deportations, and harsh prosecution for facilitators. If this fires you up like it does me, let me know in the comments below. Watch the video on your left to see an illegal Zimbabwean crying after being caught by the BMA. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time.